We can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I can't either. You can get one. You can get one. Inbox me. I'll send it off to you. I'll ship it off to you tomorrow. I need to turn this light up some more. Okay, I'll be looking for it. But come turn this light this way. I might need to get one of them drop lights. I don't know. Can y'all see me pretty good? Do I look dark? Well, I know I'm dark, but look. Can you tilt that the top? Oh, no. Don't. Oh, I forgot. I always forget Instagram. I'm like, you know what? All right, that should be good. Do I look dark? Maybe I need to prop this up. I'm gonna touch that thing. The whole thing gonna fall. I'm gonna leave it alone. I want y'all to join us for our Sisters United meeting today. This is a meeting that we have every third Sunday. Every third Sunday here in Atlanta. But since we're dealing with COVID, we're having to do things virtual, so I get to share our meeting with y'all. I need another device. I forgot Instagram. These lights hot. Drop the air down a little bit. Sheesh. Oh no. I forgot IG, but it's okay. I don't have enough devices for all the pages that I have. What's going on here? Hey, Lulu. Like, we having some technical difficulties on our Zoom. Let's see. What is it on now? 67. It's on 67? Oh, Lord. Drop it down to 66. Hot. Well, I might need to get my church fan.
That's your church fan.
Oh, yeah, look, I thought I was muted. I tried to unmute. I'm like, wait a minute. I was already unmuted. And look, might not look for it, but baby.
Go get your church fan.
Listen, I have to. These lights hot. But bring my church fan.
Where is it?
Shoot. Oh, that's a good question. I can't tell you right off. So.
How you doing, Melinda?
And how are you today, Crystal?
Good.
Good seeing you.
Good to see you too. Your hair looks beautiful.
It does.
Thank you.
You got it swung around to the side. I see you.
It was getting hot.
I need to go get me some braids. Shoot.
I don't know if it's me or just
No, it's hot. It's hot. I just sent for the church fan. Did you see it? Did you see it?
Where is
Did you see it? Dang. I don't know where
Are
it's
you
at.
at church?
Huh?
You at church?
No, I'm at home.
Oh.
I got them church fans on deck. Hey, Chris. But I don't know where they at.
Tanisha, Vanessa, ladies, how are y'all doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hey, everybody. I can't see nobody else. I just see one person. Maybe I got mine in the wrong view. Hold on.
Oh yeah, if you put it on grid view or at least like swipe your screen, are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on my phone.
On your phone, you can swipe it or you can change the view.
Okay. I swiped it.
Okay. You can see everyone else.
Well, I see you, Melinda, and Sharlinda.
Okay, then you can swipe. You can see Tanisha.
Did Sharlinda turn her
Do I need to swipe again?
audio
Hey,
on?
Tanisha.
Hi, how y'all doing?
All right. Look, I'm trying to swipe and see if I can see everybody.
Hey, Val.
Hey. How y'all doing? Man, this hair, I'm
I'm
hot.
good. How are y'all?
I'm
Crystal,
hot.
check your message.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Am I too dark, Facebook? Can y'all see me?
You're looking good, Keyuna.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm trying to hold it together. Is it 5? Oh, it's 5:03.
And Sharlinda is working out her audio connection with her microphone, so we're unable to hear her.
Okay,
right
so
now. And it
okay.
should be, she's working on resolving that so we can hear her.
Okay, I see. I noticed I couldn't hear her because I actually got on, I think about like 4:40.
Okay, yes. She's just resolving that right now. And so while she's doing that, we're going to just welcome the other ladies that are coming in. Hey,
Okay.
Bree.
Hi, Crystal.
Good to see you.
Keyuna.
Hey.
Hey, ladies. Hey, hey. I'm trying to see who's in the room. Hey, Tanisha.
I'm hot.
Hey, Val. Hey, Auntie.
KD is on.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, Vanessa. Tabitha.
Hey, Brina.
Hey, Bray.
Let's see who else I can see. Hey, KD.
Everybody's on.
Whew. Bull, you can't find that fan? Look for that fan for. Let me ratchet. Did the air come on? Is the vent closed?
No, can you close it?
Huh?
Can you close it?
It's open. Oh, what about that vent right there?
That needs to be closed. This one can't.
Oh. I'm over hot. Look at these lights here. Can you turn this light up some more right here? Because I look kind of dark over on Facebook.
All right. And Linda should be resolved in just 2 or 3 minutes. She said she's working on her audio.
Okay.
Everybody have a great week.
Yes, having a good week.
What was that? You gave a big thumbs up. What happened with you this week?
Well, I'm trying to be positive about this week. You know, I'm still looking for a car. My car got into it's weird, you guys. So I hate even talking about it. My car seemed like I rolled over a plastic bag and it exploded from the bottom.
Huh?
So I'm in the process of exploded. So I can't explain it, but I'm being positive about it. So I'm just putting up thumbs up. You know what I mean? What else can I say? Thumbs up. Good week.
All right. I mean, that's replaceable. You didn't explode, so we're happy about that.
And I was in the hood. I'm glad I did.
You was in the hood. Well, I'm glad did you make it to, you made it to safety, right?
Baby, I was on Bankhead Highway.
No,
so I'm happy, okay?
Sis, your car can't be exploding on Bankhead now.
So it exploded up under the bottom, but I didn't get in it. No fire, no smoke, no nothing. The bottom is just tore up, y'all.
Oh, wow.
So I think they're gonna total the car out. So I'm just so guess what? We've been busy at work. It's been thumbs up. We've been, so thumbs up. How about that?
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's gonna resolve quicker than you know it, just because you got that positive attitude about it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Girl, we gonna manifest all of that for you this upcoming week, Free.
Appreciate it.
I know.
We don't wear no lipstick no more, so she put on some I don't know, Tom Ford, but I guess it's clear. But we're trying to make me look cute today.
You look cute.
Oh, girl, you cute every day.
Can y'all hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the man, stick your hand in. He had to come and rescue me. I was like, I know how to work a computer, but this thing right here, this magical piece wasn't on here.
Hey, bro.
There you go. Hey.
Who's all on here?
Vanessa, Khadijah, Melinda, Sabrina, Crystal. Well, you see Keyuna and Tanisha. Okay, baby, make my screen so I can see everybody. Martha. Hey, Martha.
Look, what took you so long to go get Q anyway?
No, he wasn't here. He was driving home.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. So now we good to go now, ladies. And I do apologize because y'all, this 8 minutes is very important. Love you, babe. See ya. Okay, so thank y'all so much for holding it down, having Sabrina telling y'all about her situation. We still trying to figure it out. What'd you say? Sabrina Q said call him. Okay, so ladies, Crystal has control. She's allowing people to come in the room. So I know Takesha was telling me last month, give somebody else the control. So we own it today. So I just want to say happy Sunday. Welcome, ladies. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I don't know. Is somebody on here new? If you can raise your hand or drop some in the chat so we can address you. Yeah, I feel like I look like dropping. Crystal, can you hit record? Did you record? You did? Okay. So, again, no, we don't wear lipstick. We always covered up with a mask. So, however, this is my lipstick, but I'm taking it off now. Thank you guys so much. We have two fabulous ladies on here that's going to talk and speak today. Most of all you ladies on here know. That's why I was saying drop your hands, put something in the chat. Okay, so I see Tanisha or Crystal or Melinda. You guys can say who the new participants are, their first time, and we can allow them to say something. But pretty much the ladies on here already know the history and the journey of Sisters United of Atlanta. The organization started from me being in a dark place and just trying to find a space where I can release and just be able to talk about just some things I was going through. And, then along the way, finding out that I was not on an island by myself. Everybody deal with stuff, had something. I mean, I never want to say somebody got something bad going on, but we all have issues and have situations, whether it's big or small or just things along our journey that we have to, I say, address to even be able to move forward, or just to pick up to be able to, enjoy the life that we live. Sometimes when you hold on to so much baggage and hold on to so much stuff, you tend to shortchange yourself out of life, and I just didn't want to shortchange myself. I wanted to get myself back going and be able to get back on track and just have a support team to be able to help support me and walk this journey with me. That's why the S is, and I always say that's why the S is on sisters, because it's about all of us. It's not about me. I might have started the organization, but I damn sure can't run this organization by myself. So I have an amazing team of ladies that help me out daily and monthly and throughout the years. It's been going on for now about 3 years now, 4 years. So I just want to say thanks to Crystal, Melinda, Sabrina, and Khadijah for being there and going through the tough times, good times, and bad times with how we trying to make this organization flow. Right now we're in a pandemic, so just trying to figure out this new normal of online Zoom calls. Everybody, I know you guys are zoomed out, and and I thank you guys for just taking the time out and do show up, every once a month. So Crystal, do you want to say something, and then we can follow with Khadijah, Melinda, and Sabrina? Do y'all want to say something? Well, I know Crystal. Oh, there you go, Chris.
No, just hello to everyone and welcome to Tanisha, who is new to SU and also to Atlanta. This is our women's community, so hopefully today you feel, you feel that welcome and that virtual hug, wrapping you tight as you join us today. So super excited for the discussion, and much love to the speakers that have joined us and are vulnerable enough to share their story and their experiences. So thank you.
Melinda, you want to go next?
Yeah, just wanted to say welcome to Tanisha, and this has been a great experience for me, and I'm glad to be a part of such an awesome group of ladies and growing with you guys. It's been a great journey so far. I'm looking forward to what's to come ahead.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Khadijah, you want to go next? What's a break?
Yes, I just want to say welcome, Tanisha. We're so excited to have you. She is my cousin and my mom and aunt's niece, so we're really excited to have you. Welcome you to Atlanta. We love you so much. Also, if today I went and voted, so I don't know if you ladies have any voting stories, but my mom found an amazing place where there's no line. So if you need to know that, let us know in the chat, and we can get you the name of that library where you can go vote as long as you live in. I guess it doesn't matter, huh? Does it matter where you live to go to that place right now during early voting?
It does.
I don't think so, but yeah. So we can give you that information so you ladies can go vote early and don't have to wait in those lines they talk about on the news.
Okay. Well, Sabrina, you can go ahead and drop some quick, and then we can start. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say I'm excited to hear with Keyuna and Tanisha their stories about domestic violence. I want to welcome Tanisha, and I have to say Tanisha and Tanisha, they're both on here. So Tanisha is our speaker for the day, and the other Tanisha is a newcomer. She's listening. I hope she gets something out of it. I hope this bless her soul and her spirit, and I hope that she becomes a member and she get in this thing with us and get her feet in here in the trenches and be Sisters United all the way. And I can't wait to hear the two fabulous speakers that we have today. And it's great to see everybody. Love you, ladies.
Okay, thank you. So, y'all, we have two of our very own, Keyuna Faye and Keyuna. They are going to be the speakers for today. Y'all, these two ladies have blessed my soul in different ways, and I love them both. I love their family, their kids, and they are fabulous. And I want to say, which one want to go first, Tanisha or Keyuna? Did I put y'all on the spot? Okay, you want Keyuna to go first, Tanisha? Oh, you okay? So I'm going to introduce each one of you guys, and what I do want you to do is just talk for about 10 minutes, just to give the crowd a little bit. I'm gonna a little bit about yourself and what you do, and a little bit of your story, and then we'll introduce the other, and then we can just go back and forth. So take the floor for about 10 minutes. And the first person I'm gonna introduce is Keyuna. Yeah, Keyuna is a ball of fresh air. Keyuna is funny. Keyuna keeps you laughing, and one thing about her, she loves hard. Keyuna would do anything. You could call her and Keyuna would already have it done before you call her. I remember during the pandemic trying to find pantries to feed feed our families, or feeding the families of Sisters United. And Keyuna was like, girl, I already started. I started this morning. I got boxes. Who need food? I mean, she's definitely a go-getter. She's going to make it happen. She has 2 nonprofit organizations that she shares, and one of them is Empowerment for the Powerless. And Keyuna, I forget the other one, but she's a jack of all trades, y'all. She has the 2 nonprofits. She give back, and she give back, and she is not a selfish person. She loves on her family, and just to know her is just a blessing. Keyuna, like I said, she's a jack of all trades. I don't think there's anything that this Miss Lady cannot do, and her story is so powerful. And both of the 2 young ladies, and I know their story from head to toe, and just to see how the strength, you know how the saying, they are the true epitome of you don't look like what you have been through. Because when you hear the stories of these 2 ladies, it's going to be mind-blowing. And just to see that they both stand here beautiful, tall, and bold today. They're so amazing, and I love them. So, Keyuna, you can have the floor, dear.
Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. You know, I just try to do what I do when I can do it. But yes. I am Keyuna Faye Webster, Empowerment for the Powerless. I am happy to be back with my sisters. Y'all know I lost my mom in May, so I've kind of been sitting in the background. But I'm happy to be back. So, my story of domestic violence, it is, when I look back over my life, and knowing the things that I know now, I've been in more domestic violent relationships than a few, because I've dealt with a lot of narcissistic abuse. And so I kind of teach from that perspective now. I like to uplift, empower, and educate on the narcissist, because if you can spot the narc, you can save your heart. But I was involved in a very physically abusive relationship that could have ended my life. And, you know, I talk about that, basically just not knowing and just kind of not even understanding that you really not holding yourself accountable and picking the wrong person. So there was a point where I was standing in my bedroom with a 9mm to my head. There was a point where I was being beat over the head with an iron. So much till the iron just completely fell apart. And I'm trying to sum all this up in about 10 minutes. So, and then just being with a person who just mentally and emotionally, you know, tear you down and try to break your spirit. And so I like to try to educate as well on the narcissist. So basically, the narcissist, you have to understand that when you meet this person, you have to know whether you're in a relationship or a narcship. And I've been in a whole bunch of narcships. It's only one relationship I can remember that he was not a narcissist. Just me knowing what I know now. So narcissists are pathological liars. They are master manipulators and professional victims. They don't accept accountability. They gaslight you, make you think you crazy. It's basically, they're emotional vampires. So, you know, going through those things, and it's very, very hard to lead a narcissist. And a lot of people ask a woman why she won't leave a domestic violence relationship, and it's just not that easy. If it was that easy, she would have never gotten in it. It's just not that easy. Once you're in it, you're trauma bonded, and you're trying to get back to that beginning stage when they had the mask on. You'll never get back to that stage because it wasn't real. Everything, it was a facade. That's not who they really are. And a person can only pretend to be somebody that they're not for only so long. And then the true them is going to come out. It's going to seep through. And so if you can spot the narcissist, you can really save yourself the trouble of ever being in a volatile relationship, and finding yourself, you know, standing there with the 9mm to your head, or being beat over the head, kicked and spit on, you know, by somebody. You really can, because the red flags are there. They're there in the beginning. And I mean, I don't want to just go on and on, because a lot of people don't even know what a narcissist is. So, you know, if you have any questions, stop me, or, you know, just ask. Do we have any questions?
No, I was going to say, you can keep going. Yeah, you go. Well, do anybody have a question?
Yeah, because some people, everybody doesn't know what a narcissist is.
I know I didn't know, and I'm honest. I did not know until you explained it and broke it down. And they wear many masks, many faces. I know you said the nice ones. Yeah, so you can. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, well, why don't you explain a few of them?
Okay. So basically, let's go through some of the when you're in love with a narcissist. Narcissists can make you feel lonely, ashamed. It's like heartbreak after heartbreak. It's like life requires so much to live. You find yourself wrapped up in nothing but them. You actually forget about yourself. You put your life on the back burner because they require so much from you. They're not happy. They're not happy for you. You know, they ruin all your good news. It's not good news to them because it's not about them. They ruin holidays. That may sound crazy, but it's not about them. Especially if it's something dealing with family and stuff like that. They're going to figure out a way to make you feel like crap before you have to go and be around all your friends and family. It's just how they operate. And it's basically because you're dealing with a broken person. And they prey on stronger people because they need to break stronger people and enable themselves to feel like they're powerful or they're superior. They have a grandiose persona. You know, and everything about them is just false, but they prey on other people in order to have supply. It's called narcissistic supply. So they jump from relationship to relationship. While you're with them, they're in a million different relationships. And it's going to come to a point where you're going to start to see the things, but you're so trauma bonded, you're afraid to leave. Because now you're afraid to move because, oh, he's going to be with this person or that person. Well, he could be in with all those people anyway. The whole time they're in the marriage, the relationship, it's plenty other relationships. I had one lady tell me that, you know, my ex-husband told her that he lived with his mother. I said, well, I maybe provide motherly duties. I cook or clean, you know, and all of that stuff, but I'm definitely not his mom. So it's just...
Tanisha Washington asked to hear a little bit more about trauma bonding and like what is that exactly? If you could speak a little bit more about that.
Trauma bonding is when they have you locked in after the love bombing and during the love bombing stage. The love bombing stage is filled with gifts and flattery and compliments and sex on top of sex and, you know, just all to draw you in. They're mirroring you. They're figuring you out. They're, you know, trying, you know, they claim to be your soulmate and your knight in shining armor. And, you know, as women, well, I'm saying a lot of women have, you know, just this fantasy, you know, just this fairy tale in their mind about relationships or marriages. And it's just not like that. So when you're trauma bonded, now you're in this thing and you can't seem to, you know, figure out. You're doing everything you can. It's like having a glass of water and you just pouring it in, you pouring it in, you pouring it in, and you're saying, well, maybe he's never had anybody to love him properly. So you go and you love harder. You know, well, maybe he hasn't had this. And so you go above and beyond to do more and more. But nothing you're doing will ever be enough for a narcissist. Like, you know, literally nothing. So that's when you know you're trauma bonded. You're trying to get back to that beginning, trying to get back to the beginning. And it was nothing ever there. It's just like, it's something called cognitive dissonance. When you know, but you make excuses in your mind for the person. When you know that it's not good, you know that you're in a toxic situation and that you really need to leave. But be careful when you're making your exit plan, because although if you're not in a physically abusive relationship and you're just in a relationship with a narcissist, what I like to call a narcship, sometimes they may not hit you. But if you're what is considered grade A supply, when you try to make that escape to leave, they may go off the deep end. A lot of times they'll kill, shoot, stab, or none of the things that they've ever done before. But you're dealing with a person that has nothing to lose. And that's a very dangerous situation to be in. A person that has nothing to lose, it's dangerous.
And then, Keyuna, at what point did you realize that enough was enough?
In the physically abusive relationship, it was when he kicked me, when he stomped me. My grandmother used to always tell me, you keep your feet on the ground, you don't kick a dog. And so at that point, I could hear my grandmother so clearly, and I'm like, so I'm not even, equivalent to a four-legged animal. You're not supposed to kick a dog, right? But you would kick a human being. And so that was just it for me. I knew, I said to God at that moment, if you allow me to make it out of here, because that night I saw the devil. If you allow me to make it out of here tonight, I promise you I'll leave. And I did just that.
So, Keyuna, I want to ask you the question, and Tanisha, she can answer this as well. And I know the leaving part is the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you're afraid. I thank God for you guys for sharing this information for women who may not want to speak up, or just somebody that may be going through it. And it's a hotline number, I'm sure. I'll share it on the Sisters United page afterwards if someone want to share it with their friends. But that's a tough part to say, okay, I'm going to walk away, especially if you live in a lavish lifestyle, if you're, just whatever. The hard part, like they plan your exit.
For me, and that's for the ones who are with the money narcissists. Mine was broke. So I was the chick. So nothing changed other than them just, exiting my life or what have you. But I did, in the physically abusive relationship, I did kind of get scared after I left, because I still lived in the same place and, all of that. So it's a very volatile time. And getting over it, leaving a narcissist and getting over a narcissist is like getting off drugs and alcohol. Like, I know y'all remember the movie where Tyler Perry was like, love is stronger than any addiction. Hell, it is one. It is, because when you're a normal person and you're really loving for real, what is it? I don't give up on people that I love. I fight for people that I love. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're fighting for somebody they don't know how to love. There's no love in the heart of a man that has never felt any. So I remember my last situation, he told me that women ain't shit. And instead of me walking away that day, I think I started trying to prove that I was.
Right.
What do I have to prove to anybody?
We have a question.
Okay.
How did you have kids? Of course, she had kids, and during the time, if so, how did they deal? How did the kids deal with the situation? I didn't mean to take that from you, Crystal, but that was like my next question, and Keela was like right in my head on that one, because I wanted to express that one for you, because I know Tanisha has kids as well, and you can tell how you sheltered your kids, or even if the kids did see what was going on, or how did you keep the kids in a safe place?
Ooh, kids with the narcissist is hard. I did, but like in the beginning, my first child, who's 24, mind you, I didn't know that I was with, I didn't understand what I was dealing with. It wasn't until last year that I started to understand and looking back on things. So, I didn't understand why they don't call their children. They're just not as active as they should be. Just like even with my ex-husband, he's a narcissist. So he don't call my son every day. He don't, do what's normal. When you're checking on your kids, if your child is away from you, you're gonna call and check on your child, talk to your kid every day. He don't do that. But you can't force them to do it because they are jealous of their children. A lot of them are. Like, he doesn't even know who his father is for real. So the thought of him being a good daddy to his kids is like, shoot, I ain't had it. So one time I told him, like, he has 8 kids with my son. And I would call him and tell him when his kid's birthday was and stuff, because I'm still very involved with my stepchildren. And he was like, don't nobody call me and wish me happy birthday. I was like, well, you the daddy.
Right.
Like, you know, yeah, they should or could, but I mean, they're kids. They're your children. You're the father. You're supposed to call and make sure at least you call your kids on their birthday. Like, that's just, I don't know. But they don't. They really don't. They don't have any love for anybody. And if they do, if you see them on social media taking pictures with their kids, that's just what it's for. Social media. For likes, and, you know, they look like the perfect dad or grandfather, you know, what have you, when that's not even the case. I know my this dude cuss his daughter clean out, call her all type of stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God. They don't care. They don't care. They don't have love for anybody. It's all about them and what they can gain.
Tanisha had another question.
Okay.
What recovery methods did you choose to implement?
For me, I just educated myself. That's basically it. I just educated myself. And you have to go no contact. But like when you have a child, it's, you know, it's kind of hard, but I only deal about my son and that's it. But in the last situation, I don't have no kids. No kids there, so I don't deal at all. Like, literally could see you and would cross the street. Because all they're going to do is hoover, oh, you looking good, and oh, I miss you, and all these lies. And, you know, when you realize that a person, when I look back over my life and realize that these people do this on purpose, like malicious acts for their own self-gratification, that's one of the most hurtful things in the world, because I couldn't imagine hurting another person to make myself feel good. Like, that's some sick stuff. But that's what they do.
Thank you, Keyuna. And then we had another question here. Do you find that narcissists have issues with their mothers?
Yes. All 3 of mine. My first child's father had issues with his mom. In fact, he was being raised by his grandmother. He was living with his grandmother just like I was. And I remember being young. Oh, I was young. I had my daughter at 16. So I remember saying, you know, we got the same issues. Even when I got with my ex-husband, you know, he had a story. I had a story. But we just 2 broken people. I'm an empath. He's a narc. And the empaths and narcs have one thing in common. They both broken people, but the empath chose to compensate for the greater good of humanity, where the narcissist chose to become cold and evil. So I tell anybody, you find out where people are from, how they was brought up. And my ex-husband, he had issues with his mother, child abuse, you know, neglect. He doesn't even know who his father is. My last situation, his mother was dead, but she was on drugs, didn't raise him. His aunt raised him. You see what I'm saying? So that's my story, and those are the people that I dealt with, and it's horrible. So and then the last situation and my ex-husband were both convicted felons. There are some, you know, rich convicted felons out there. Shout out to them. They get out and hustle and do what they need to do. But, you know, you have the ones that I was with that, you know, think the world owed them something. And they will get up under a female who's living comfortably and, you know, get what they can get. Use you. Suck you dry. And intentionally leave you thinking that, you know, broken. So it's never good to be both. Now, you might have a broken heart, but your bank account need to be all right. But they try to leave you, like, with nothing at all. And it makes them feel good. The best revenge for a narcissist is go your no contact and live well. So,
yeah, we have two more questions,
okay.
And I think Sharlinda may want to introduce Tanisha, and open it up for general questions. But specifically for you, and thank you, Keela and Chantel, for these questions. The first one is just after everything that you've been through, how do you go forward, or how can you go forward, or how did you go forward with happy, in a place of happiness moving forward with like a loving relationship with someone who is genuine and truly loves and cares for you? So that was one. And then the second question is, do you think that a narcissist can be reformed?
No. I can answer that one right now. No. A narcissist, there's no help for them. That is a mental illness. They are sick people. And you cannot cure them. You cannot love them enough. You can't sex them enough. You can't learn no new tricks. I'm talking about not even wrapping your legs around the ceiling fan, swinging back and forth. You can't Donkey Kong. None of that. So, for me, my grandmother did a lot to raise me to be the woman that I became. And I just refuse to change. I won't let anybody change me, even though I've been through a lot and been hurt by people, not even relationships, but people. You know, I just refuse to allow anybody to change me. I change the people I deal with. So, you know, and something my grandmother told me before she died, you got to run on anyhow. So no matter what I go through, I still have breath in my body. I have to run on anyhow. I get up every morning now, you know, and just praying that losing my mother was a dream, a bad dream, a nightmare. But I have to keep telling myself, you got to run on anyhow. So I think I'm still surviving off my grandmother's prayers.
Yes. Girl, that was so powerful. There's a lot. I'm sure you're helping people, and I thank you for being on the journey that you are. I know this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I see you out there doing your thing, moving through the city and all over, trying to, you know, help people, just giving them, because like I said to you earlier, I had no clue what a narcissist was. And what you call yourself, an narc? What do you call it?
I'm an empath. I'm a super empath. Let me break that down real quick. I'm a super empath. See, I'm an empath that'll give them what they give them a run for their money. Okay. You know, you have some empaths, you know, and those are the good church going folks. See, I'm a good church going folk too, but I ain't that saved.
And that's her just speaking her truth. And no, I get it, and I understand it.
Because I'm gonna call you out.
Right. And you know, I know you personally. I'm so glad that you have this big voice to share, and I'm glad that you have the strength that you have. And I know sometimes when you hear people saying, oh, she's so strong, sometimes strong can be weak at some point until they're fueled back up to get, like she said, she better keep going and she got to keep on moving. And I think, you know, and I thank you for that. And I'm happy that you were able to move on, and, you know, because everybody's story don't end like yours, nor Tanisha's. You know, they're not sitting here to be able to tell the story, to enlighten people and to put these people on Front Street to let you know who you're dealing with, who you're working with, you know. So right now I'm going to go into Tanisha. This is another one of my loving sisters. I love her to death. Tanisha used to work at the salon with us, y'all. She's I was going to say esthetician. She's not an esthetician. She's a mink eyelash specialist. She teaches classes, and she's amazing at what she does. She loves it. She's passionate about it. She has 2 beautiful kids, and when I tell you this girl goes hard, her story is amazing. I commend her, because just like I just said with her and Keyuna, they have made their lemons into lemonade. Let me tell you, this girl goes on and goes on, and mine just keep thinking of how can she be better, how can she help people, how can she keep going and keep moving. And you know, and I taught all of us, like I said, we sometimes fall weak of feeling like we're not as strong. but I see strength in every one of you guys. And Tanisha is one of my, I see her, she probably feel like sometimes she breaks down, but she picks it back up and she keeps moving. And I love that about her. And her nonprofit is Diamond's Hands, and she will explain to you what that means. And she's out there helping and speaking her truth and her story to many young ladies, older ladies. And y'all, well, after we finish this, I want to know, can this be on the flip side? Can men, I know men deal with domestic abuse too, but I think it's so quiet and they don't even speak on it. And I know Martha can speak on it after we let Tanisha speak about this. All could be on the flip side too. It's not just women that's in this bad place, you know? So Tanisha, thank you so much, Keyuna, for your story. We're going to hear a little bit from you later. I know we got tons of questions that people want to ask. And I want to welcome the new people who joined in while we were speaking. That was Keyuna speaking about her domestic violence experience and how she's out here just, you know, trying to help one woman at a time. So, Tanisha, beautiful, you can have the floor.
Thank you. Keyuna, amazing story. It was I already knew you were amazing when I first met you, and just to hear what you have been through and to see where you at now, girl, I commend you. Very, very inspiring. Thank you, Sharlinda, for having me again for the third time. I'm about tired of hearing my story. Hell.
This story needs to be heard every day if it could be.
Right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, first off, I do want to say I am going to really control my tongue. The Lord is still working with me. If you know me, I do have a potty mouth by all means. A good heart with a potty mouth, because that's how real I speak. People say you're just too beautiful to have a mouth like that, but I don't tell nobody else how the hell to talk, so leave me alone. The Lord don't love me no less. I could quote a scripture and then cuss right behind it, but that's just me. Okay, so now we got that out of the air. I could be myself. Okay, so I am Tanisha Renee Fair. I am an 11-year domestic violence survivor. I have 2 daughters, one 19 and the other one is 10. Just sent my baby off to college in August. Kudos to that, but she is there. I also do make eyelash extensions. I have been doing this for 3 years. I quit my corporate job for State Farm to lash. I also have a nonprofit called A Diamond's Hand. It is a domestic violence outreach program. I also, after getting out of my relationship, I decided to get into fitness. So I have bodybuilding in my background. I was able to do my first show in 3 months of training, and I won 5th place in that first show. I competed again for about a year, and then I stopped. I love the body that came after me, so I kind of stuck with that. But yes, back to 11-year survivor. I was a lot of things, and I call her Diamond. I'm no longer Diamond. Diamond was a girl who grew up in an abusive home. Diamond was a mistress for several years. Diamond was also a stripper. Help me out, because I do ramble and I have so much to say. So if you know my story, keep me on track, ask me questions so I can just keep this going, because I know that we are on limited time. So basically, I also, to get out of my relationship, I say that I had to feel a different type of pain. And what I mean by that, leaving the club one day, I did get into a near fatal car accident where I flipped over several times. And I had injuries from head to toe, head injuries. All this was gone, cut off. Had injuries. eye bones was fractured, left lung collapsed. They wanted to cut my hand off. As you can see, I refused. I said, hell no. It looked pretty. It don't do much, but it can clip some tweezers. So as long as I got these little fingers, that's all I need, and I'm doing well with that. And to share my story, I like to say that I had to go through a Wizard of Oz moment. And what I mean by that is when I was flipping around several times, that was Dorothy's house spinning over and over and over again, and then landed into the land of Oz. And that's what I had to do. I had to follow a yellow brick road. And there I left everything behind. I had my scarecrow. I had my Tin Man. I had my lion. I had my best friend. She was able to let me use her credit for 2 years because she said, do whatever you had to do. Why? Because one of my excuses was that my credit was bad. I can't get a place for me and my girls. She said, here. So I was Lakeisha Johnson for 2 years. That's one excuse that we use. Another excuse is our kids. My daughter's one of them, see, there you go. Got to tell you this part in order to understand this one. I did lose my oldest child during my abusive relationship. No, I wasn't addicted to drugs. No, I wasn't a bad parent, but I did allow my mother to watch over her while I was going through all the abuse because I did not want her to see that. Me and my mom, we do not have a good relationship. We fell out one day and she decided that she wanted to call the cops and say I was abandoning and abusing my child. So I lost her in court. I didn't get her back till she was 14 years old, until she was old enough to tell the court where she wanted to live. And during that process, that's when I did get into my car accident. And I took that settlement money. I got her back at the age of 14. And her first weekend, she was there to go to her dad's house for visitation. He tried to hit me. And the gun that he bought me, I took it and I said, you will go to jail today or somebody is going to die. So yeah, that's what happened. And that's what took me out of my abusive relationship. Like Keyuna said, that is exactly how being on a drug is exactly how it is. Because even though I left him, I still had that itch. I'm used to being controlled. I'm used to somebody telling me what to do. But as I was working, I did have a pastor that the Lord placed next to me in the cubicle next to me, and he was able to pour into me. I started going to his church. I ended up getting spiritually rich, and that then allowed me to learn how to hear the voice of God. And I finally asked him, Lord, reveal to me what I'm supposed to be doing. Everything this Joker, that's his name, that he said he wasn't going to do. I'm not going to call you a bitch no more. I'm not going to hit you no more. I'm not going to do all these things. And when I said, let's be friends, I was every bitch across the sun. I was everything but Tanisha Fair. And that's when I really took it seriously to get myself a rental property for me and my daughters. And then life just took off from there. I feel like women who are in abusive relationships, they have a sense of helplessness. Yeah, he was a broke nigga. I was the breadwinner, of course, because I was dancing. He was living off of me. But when I got into my rental property that I got in my friend's name, I realized that I was paying rent and I was paying a mortgage at the same time. Then a light bulb went off. Who really was the breadwinner? Like, you could do all of this by yourself. You don't need nobody. So then I put both of my feet into my rental property. Yes, it looked totally different from what I left. I left a 4-bedroom home into a little small home that I did not feel like I was comfortable in. But it was a place of peace for me. And that meant everything in the world. So just realizing that you can do it yourself with anything. I didn't pay the only bill that I paid was the utilities and that rent. Everything else had to wait. My phone was ringing with bill collectors. I didn't give a damn if it wasn't going to cut my lights off. If it wasn't going to keep my roof over my head, it did not get paid. And those are things that you just going to have to narrow everything down to. I ended up getting a credit repair, and I fixed my credit. So in 2 years, I was able to move into a home, a 5-bedroom home, which is actually bigger than what I left, and get me a luxury vehicle that I liked, and start a business all in 1 year. And all that came from just putting full faith in God, or whoever your creator may be. I started being selfish with Tanisha, and I started doing what I wanted to do, to where it didn't make me feel uncomfortable. It made Joker feel uncomfortable. So all that to say that the kids gonna be all right. When I tell you they're going to be all right, they're going to go through their little issues, their little moment. Hey, okay, we're going to go to bed. You get your little ass up. You're going to school. You'll be all right. And I did let him see him. I did. It didn't bother me, not one bit, because if anything, it bothered him to see that my life was still going. It bothered him to see that my life was literally leveling up so fast after I had left him. And in the streets, he was embarrassed because it was like, damn, Tanisha doing way better by herself than she was with you. So, like what Keyuna said, narcissists, for one thing, they can't be by themselves. So as soon as I decided that I wasn't going to deal with him anymore, he immediately got another woman. You know what I'm saying? He can't live by himself. He let that house go into foreclosure, whatever. My ass was smart enough to put my name as secondary on the house, and I got that shit removed from my credit, so whatever. You know what I'm saying? At the whole time, you don't realize that you're being smart. The whole time, you don't realize that you really 10 steps ahead of him. It's just you realizing that that's what you were doing. I used to hide my money. And I'm giving you emergency plans. This is things that you're supposed to do. Emergency plans. Regardless if he got money or if he's broke. Hell, I went to work. It was slow. Could have came out of the club with $800. Oh, I only made $2. I did the most unsafest thing that a stripper could do, and that would be to stop at the ATM on the way home from work. My hairstylist, her cousin worked for Chase Bank. She was a manager there. She opened me up an account, signed my name on all the documents, so that all I had to do was give my money to my hairdresser, and she made deposits for me. So I had money, saved up. I was ready. So those are just certain things that you have to implement, and it's no book to it. I can tell you what to do till you blue in the face, but it's what do you want to do? Because only you can get yourself out. You have to be mentally ready. And until you are there, you're going to be stuck. It took me 11 years. They say that it takes seven times for a woman to leave before she's actually done. I started questioning myself because I said, hey, I done left about 10 times. What the fuck wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? But there was just one thing that I was lacking, and that was, building a relationship with my spiritual creator. And that's something that I had to do in order to really just be bold and just take that leap of faith. So now, every time I'm comfortable, I got to do something to get uncomfortable. Because for me, being in an uncomfortable space is not good for me. And it keeps me leveling up. Help me out here. Oh, as far as moms, Keyuna, family, his family, all this and that. His daddy did the same thing to his mom. The same thing. And it's crazy. And Sabrina and Sharlinda know about this story, that the first time I spoke, it's a clear example of the Lord will make an enemy your step stool. Because as high as I sat up right there in Sisters United at the meetings when they were hosted at Tula, his mama walked in the door because she wanted to know what I was going to say about her son. And she had to sit there and she had to listen to everything that I was saying and what other women were saying. And I didn't have to mention his name not one time because it's not about him. It's about me helping other women. And that's not a good feeling for anybody to sit there and have to hear, all these things saying bad,
saying negative about their child. But then I think it also blessed her as well, because she had been through it too, and she didn't open her mouth or say anything at all. I like to always something just growing and educating myself about domestic violence, that it's not just women, it's men as well. So I like to speak to all genders. Not even men are just narcissists, it's women too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. Men hit women and women hit men. You know, so I don't like to just say it's all women. It's all of us going through it. So it was a really big eye opener for me as well when I spoke with Brothers United and saw how all those men were feeling when I spoke to them, and they saw this beautiful woman standing in front of them that didn't look like she wouldn't even allow nobody to touch her at all. But I had been through so much. I still have scars to this day. I got a little Harry Potter mark. That's what I like to call it right there. It's a little Harry Potter mark where he knocked me the fuck out. Punched me dead in my eye. Dead in my eye like I was a nigga on the street. Every 2 weeks when I got my hair done, I was black and I was blue. And it took weeks for it to clear up, especially with the color of my skin. Right now, I mean, it's a curse, but it's also a blessing as well. But my gap, this tooth right here, gotta go. He was trying to put my head in the toilet one time, and as refusing, my lip hit the edge of the toilet. So I went to the emergency dentist office, and they, glued it back together. But now my tooth is browning, so now I gotta get it crowned. So even after all those years later, and I've only been out of this relationship for 3 years, I'm still have to do repairs to myself. Still. But I don't let that break me. I don't let that. It's just a blessing that it could be done, because I thought I was going to have to get a whole new grill, but thank God it's just one tooth that I got to get fixed. But that I'm actually paying out of pocket for, because I want it done a certain kind of way. And I just feel like after being a mistress for so many years, it took for me to apologize to the wife that of the husband that I was sleeping with, for me to really open doors for me, because I couldn't forgive myself. There was no way I could see this woman in Walmart and walk by her and say hey, or just avoid her. I just didn't feel like that I was that type of woman that I wanted to become, because he told me I was fake, I was this, I was that, for so long. And I get all of us, you know what I'm saying, we feel like, help me out in what I'm trying to say. Some women are grimy. Some women are shady. Some women are all types of things, and I experienced that type of woman. And it only takes for a woman who wants to grow and wants to evolve to basically just really recognize her flaws. But I knew I was wrong for laying down with that man. I was wrong for having a full-blown relationship with him. And right now, he's dead and gone. But I did not, now that I was out of slavery, I did not want to see that woman and have to look at her knowing what I had done without even making things right with her. So the Lord put it on my heart to apologize to her genuinely, and that's exactly what I did. And she told me that she had forgiven me years ago. My child was 4 at the time, and she's 19 now, and we were really close. We were really close. She looked at me as if I was her little sister, and I was smack dab right there sleeping with her husband. And I feel like that's what caused me to walk into my hell of abuse. And even when I had spoken to her about everything that I had went through, she wasn't happy. She wasn't like, yeah, that's what you get. She was like, I love you, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. And I think that I know that once I had her forgiveness, I was able to forgive myself, and I was able to just take off. So whatever you have to do to get out of your relationship, you need to self-analyze yourself. What am I going through? What do I need to change? What do I need to do to make myself a better woman? Because not even to say that's because that's why he hitting on you. It's just to be mentally stronger. I know I'm starting to ramble, so help me out here.
No, you actually you're drawing your picture, so a lot of the women can't understand your pain and what you went through, and how you dealt with your kids. And I'm glad you did give some of the examples, because I know all the things that he's done to you, as far as putting the dog mess on you and telling you you're not anything. Not using those words, but not shit.
I'll use them. Hell, he put dog shit on me, tied me down to the chair in the bathroom, and he told me I wasn't shit. And we had a master pit bull. That's the oldest pit bull that you can get. And he had the biggest clumps of crap on our back porch, and he took it, and he even had the audacity to put my hair up in the shower cap. And he rubbed that shit all over me, and he made me sit there tied up until it dried. And then he told me to get my stinking ass in the shower. He made me eat dewormer. He put a dog dewormer in dog food. He made me eat trash. He made me, and when I mean he made me, I mean it was either that or I beat your ass. And the way he was beating me, I'd rather eat the shit. Because I felt like every time would have been the last time that he hit me, because he could have just knocked me the fuck out one good time, and that would have been the end of my life. He played Russian roulette with me with a shotgun.
And y'all see, God still got her here to tell this story, because, and I think this is what she was destined to do. And girl, I got chill bumps on nerves and don't want to even get emotional, but it just hurt my heart. Women have to go through so much. Crystal, you can take over.
Damn, Sharlinda, I was trying to tell my story one time without tearing up.
No, but it just hurt my heart.
It is. Tonisha and Keyuna, I hope you have seen Sabrina's note in the chat. Just that you all are doing a great job. We are extremely grateful to hear your story. If it's not someone on this call, it's somebody that we know, that we can help and love and support. And Tonisha, I know you said, you shared this story 3 times. I've heard your story 3 times, but it just hits different every time. And in a way that we all need to hear, and in a way that touches us in just the deepest places. Now I'm trying to keep it together too, Sharlinda. I don't know why you passed the mic to me.
Sorry.
I did want to open it up. We have a couple of questions in the chat. And then I know I saw Tanisha's hand raised. I think she wants to say something as well. But Tanisha, Keela asked, did you ever just want to fight back? And if you did fight back, what happened? If something kept you from fighting back, what was that? Or how did that feel? And Keela, please add on if I missed interpreting your question accurately.
No, ma'am. You actually hit the nail on the head. I'm not trying to pry, but I know, like, with a lot of women that are in abusive relationships, I don't know any per se, but just from stories that I've heard, from stuff I've watched, I know a lot of women want to fight back, but they're scared and they don't have the courage to fight back. So I'm just wondering, like, have you ever felt like you wanted to but just couldn't, or just didn't know how to?
Yes, I did want to fight back. Most of the time that I was abused, it was I was snuck. And when I mean snuck, I mean I could be walking by and next thing I know I'm being hit in the back of my head. So I'm already in a daze, you know what I'm saying? So it was a certain way that I was hit, or I didn't see it coming until years later. I'm like, all right, okay, so this nigga trying to hype himself up to hit me, right? But even though I did try to fight back, if I did, I mean, he wasn't a big nigga, but he's a man. He ain't no fucking man, excuse me, I take that all the way back. He's a boy, you know what I'm saying? Boys, girls, you know, and you can see how, you know, how I'm looking. So yeah, I tried. I mean, I think I bit him one good time, and but all the rest of the times, no, you just too weak. And you too mental, and then somebody just crawling and growing up on you, and then you trying to calm him down, and he's steadily trying to rev himself up. Like, I can watch him like really hyping himself up, and the next thing you know, I get hit one good time, and I'm weak, I'm discombobulated, and at that point, it's really, to me, it was safer for me to really just take it, like, and it felt like it was more than just one, you know what I'm saying? I remember I was downstairs, I had finally ran from him, and it's crazy because he had his knee, it's crazy because this is how I call it, forgive me if I'm being disrespectful, but he did George Floyd me. That's how he was standing on top of me, and he took his hand and he kept slapping my neck. Kept slapping until he stopped hearing me scream. And he said, oh, it got numb. Okay, I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to wait a minute. And he got up off of me and I took off running downstairs, and his brother was down there, and I ran. I'm like, help me. And he snatched me up, threw me across the stove, and I remember I was just down like this, and he had Timberlands on, and he was just lighting my ass up with his feet. And the only thing that made him stop is his brother was like, bro, you gonna kill her. Stop, you gonna kill her. I don't give a fuck. And that was for me leaving. And I ran to his mom's house. And I woke up with him snatching the covers off like, hey, let's go. And I'm looking at her, and she was like, I'm sorry, I forgot. Like, I guess she done got drunk the night before and forgot that I was there, but opened the door and let his ass on in there. And I got beat up for leaving. I got beat up for leaving, but when you are mentally gone like that, and unless you've been there, you wouldn't even understand what me and Keyuna are talking about, even, you know, for her to even go through it again another time. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is really gone, and you think like, he's just mad. What did I do? Maybe I shouldn't have did that. I can change him, but then, you know what? You're changing the wrong person. You got to change yourself.
Since you said that, why, like, okay, I'm trying to see how can I say this. Not to sound insensitive or anything like that, but why do a lot of women blame themselves when it's not their fault, but it's actually the man's fault? But is it like a psychological effect that they have on you all for you all to feel like it's your fault, like you did something wrong, like you're not enough, or like you not doing everything in your powers?
Yes, great question. Narcissistic, excuse me, I'm tongue tied. I've been drinking this wine. I can't say that word. Narcs prey on the weak. So you was already not mentally well, your damn self, for him to even have pulled you. And with you being not mentally weak, you're not gonna know what he's doing, because this motherfucker, I give it to him, he can get an Oscar. Do you hear me? He is award winning. And if a woman is not already, or man already mentally correct, you're not gonna see the man, the person that he's already trying to show you.
So basically like a devil in disguise kind of thing?
It's a devil in disguise. He could come right into this meeting right now, y'all can see him, and you'll think that, you know, just with him talking like, oh, he cool, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be sitting here looking like, y'all just do not know what the hell this nigga, what type of man nigga he is once he get home in his boxer shorts. No, anywhere we went, you know, and that's why I didn't like even going out with him, because for one, hell, I got my ass beat if another man looked at me. Just because, you know, men see beautiful women, they look.
But that wasn't your fault.
It wasn't my fault, but you can't tell him that. You can't tell him that. That's where I will always look at the ground, because you can't blame me for looking at no other nigga for looking at me. Oh, he was looking at you because you was looking at him. So I will always look at the ground. Always. It didn't matter where we go. I had to act like the light-skinned bougie bitch to be unapproachable, so people would not come and try to, oh, hey, Diamond. Oh, hey, Tanisha. She I had to be her to protect myself.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Like, I honestly, I commend both of you all, because at the end of the day, like, you all are very, very, very strong women. I've never had to experience anything like that, but I'm sorry for any woman who has. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. No woman, black, white, Mexican, Latino, Cambodian, whatever your race, nationality, no woman on God's green earth deserves to be treated like that. No man should never put their hands on a woman. No man should never make a woman feel lower than a low. Women should be held accountable. Women should be held on a pedestal, because if it wasn't for us, men wouldn't be here. We are a backbone with a strength, with everything wrapped up in one. We carry your kids. We take care of your kids. We're there when ain't nobody else is there. And for a man who's a little boy to treat a woman like that, especially the mother of his kids, what makes you think that another man would treat your daughter like that? Lord forbid that was to happen, but I'm just saying, theoretically speaking, because you should not want another man to treat your daughter like that, or your sister like that, or your mother like that. So why would you want to treat your woman like that? I just for the life of me, I can't grasp that concept for why they feel the need to do that. And that's why so many women catch cases, because honestly, I don't blame Lorena Bobby when she did what she did, because stuff like that make women go crazy. It'll make them flip out, and it'll make them catch a case. And I don't know, I don't know per se anyone who's been through that, but my boyfriend, his grandmother, Lord rest her soul, she was in a abusive relationship back in the day. He never met his grandmother because she was killed, because he went out, had one too many drinks, and she was actually she was on her way out, and he didn't want her to go out, but she went out anyway. He hit her one good time. She fell back and through a glass table, and she was a diabetic. He left her there for dead. And
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
so I'm just saying, but it's just like, when he even told me that, I was like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Because I mean, but as a woman, and that was like, shoot, my boyfriend, he's like 31 now, so that was like, and his grandmother back then, shoot, that was like back in the 60s, 70s, 60s, something like that. It was like, it was like a while back. So it was like, but even then, who knew all that was still going on then? At least I didn't, But it's just sad to hear stories like that, because women shouldn't be treated that way. But for the life of me, I can never understand that, and I probably never will understand that. That a man feels that way to do that, to treat a woman that low and belittle them that much.
Tanisha, I have a question for you.
Sure, yes.
Do you think there's something to the time that you left when you went to his mother's house?
Do I think
to go to his? Do you think there's something to that? Like you going, like to get away from him, you went to his family.
The reason why I did was because his mom was the only person I could talk to, because she had been through it too. I didn't have any friends. Even in the strip club, I didn't befriend anybody. I did have maybe one or two homegirls or whatever, because, I used to go to work black and blue or whatever. And I was quiet. I made my money and I left. I didn't want to, go in a parking lot and people say hi or bye to me, because even if a female came up and said and greeted me or said bye, he would get upset with that, because he did not want me to be talking to anybody to put me on game or to be in my head about what I'm really going through. So I did talk to his mom. He did not even know the type of close relationship that I did have with his mother. We kept that secret because we knew, both of us knew that he wouldn't like that. I just feel like, you know, that's blood. You know what I'm saying? They come from a Crip family. His mama is a Crip, and at the end of the day, that's my son, and I'm gonna protect him over you.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, but I didn't know that honestly until the last day that I was there. His mom was staying with us at the time, and he tried to hit me. And she heard us arguing, and she came upstairs. And instead of staying at least neutral, she took his side. Don't hit her, because all she gonna do is call the police. But Ma, she a snake. She did. And she was like, yeah, she is. And I said, oh, okay. Not even to mention that I was still recovering from my car accident. So I had a cast on my arm. My hand had to sit inside of my hip for 2 weeks just so they wouldn't cut my fingers off. So I had been through it. This right here, I don't know if y'all can see, but this bone that connects to your hand went straight through. So this shouldn't even be here. This is just a little cute. You know, and just to still try to hit me and then you take over, you know, take your son's side, at least it's still, and not at least stay neutral. You made him feel like, damn, like it's okay. You know, so at that particular time, which was, you know, years before I got into my car accident, I didn't think it was negligent. I didn't think that she would. I thought she was really, you know, trying to help me. But then again, I feel like, you know, well, until you get tired of it, Tanisha, you know, this is what's going to happen. But I didn't have nowhere else to go. I didn't want to go to my dad's. And I got big ass UFC fighters in my family. And I only could imagine what type of war that would be. And I didn't want that. That was me protecting, you know, my family. And I didn't want to do that. So when I tell you that I have cut everybody off, I cut everybody off. That people had thought I had died. They were Googling me. I hope that answers your question. I ramble. I'm sorry.
It does. Y'all have amazing stories. I appreciate y'all sharing.
Yeah. So again, we went over our time, but we can still go on. I think, Crystal, did you say some more people had questions? Did anybody have something they want to share and say? I want to say thank you, ladies, from the bottom of my heart. I know, and Tanisha, I know you say this is your 3rd time. This can be your 10th time speaking anytime I have anything that's dealing with domestic violence. You and Keyuna. And I know I want you to get together. I know I've been trying. I know y'all have talked a little bit, but I think y'all can take this whole Atlanta area by storm and go and help tons of women and even just to educate. Yeah. And that's the thing, the awareness. I was going to do something about breast cancer. I was going to do that. And I know we all have to deal with our tatas or any kind of breast, you know, cancer. But y'all, this one right here hits home so badly because you hear the stories or you see the women when Tanisha come into the salon. I know some of her clients, she have to shut the door because they are experiencing it. And I think people do Google y'all to try to be in y'all presence, no matter if y'all even believe that or not, to make an appointment, to try to be there because they're begging for help. And I know you guys are the ones that can help these ladies out here. I know you can. And it's a lot of people out here that that's walking in silence that just don't want to say anything, you know, that's afraid to say anything, afraid to lose what they have, you know, and it's about saving a life. It's not about trying to say what you got. Like you say, you moved from a bigger, better house. I know Keyuna's into a bigger, better house. I know both of y'all are in amazing spaces now that you feel comfortable to be able to share what these jerks have done. And, you know, and it's so funny that Tanisha said about him being a man and boy. When Tanisha showed me his picture, we was talking to Kenny Burns, and Kenny Burns was like, I want to fight this nigga. I don't like this nigga. I said, Tanisha, please show us a picture. When she showed me a picture, I was like, we will beat his ass. Do you know he a little nigga? He little. So, it just didn't look like this guy had any fight in the, I mean, oh my goodness, looked like she would be bossing him around and telling him what to do. But I guess looks are deceiving, because I wanted to just wrap my hand and choke him. And then also with the thing with her, the mom showing up, Tanisha, I had actually came to Sisters United. She spoke and addressed herself in the room. And I was like, bam, I got some. I want you to speak to the ladies. She spoke to the ladies. And because it was on social media, we don't know how this guy mom found out about it. But the mom came in the room. So, the text message started going off. When I read the text message, we went in the bathroom. I said, you don't have to do this. I don't want you to ever get in a situation where this guy going to come and try to find you, or his mama here to plot here. He could come here and try to fight the women. We would have beat him down in that Sisters United meeting. But I didn't know if he was going to be outside waiting for her in the parking lot, just waiting for her at the door, waiting to even shoot me for even having the platform. You just don't know how people tick and what they're going to do. And I was like, you don't have to do this. And I was like, but guess what? If you do it, I got your back from the beginning to the end. I'm here. And she was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And she never addressed the lady. First of all, I really didn't know exactly who she was until kind of like the end. But that lady sat there, and she apologized to Tanisha at the end. I guess just to hear the other ladies in the room expressing their concerns and how they felt and what they had been through with the same thing. She apologized to Tanisha, and I'm sure that meant a lot to you to get that apology from her, from letting you down throughout the years of letting her, making you think that she was on her son's side. She probably wasn't. She probably scared the shit of her own son, and not knowing what he can do to her as his mama. Because if he beating on you, he probably checking her, So again, I thank y'all so much. If anybody, hey, I see some people came in and some people had to leave. Hey, Melanie, how are you, sweetie? And I know sometimes, I've heard Melanie's story as well. Some people, they dealt with it, not with themselves, but their moms going through it, their parents going through it, and them seeing their parents get beat or going through some of the same stuff. And you got to just sit there and, grab your stuff and run and hide in the room, and knowing what number to dial. If you had to dial a number, you just never know what people have to go through. I know Vanessa is gone, but I know, some people have similar stories to tell about their parents. How they had to, as a child, you can vividly still see that vision in your head as an adult of what you had to do to run and go hide so you could protect your siblings and yourself while this fool is going off drunk somewhere and tearing up the whole house and beating your mama to a pulp. Again, like they say, men do go through this. I wish the guys queuing them. I'm not sure when their Brothers United meeting is. I think is this Tuesday coming up, and I may suggest that they talk about domestic violence with guys, just because when men experience it as well. So in closing, if anybody have something they want to say, you can just chime in, give it like a minute or something, and then we can go ahead and end this call. I wish I had said to 7, because I know these two ladies. Y'all, please follow them on social media. Please, if you have anybody else that need this platform, refer them to go and speak to the people. I'm sure everything is Zoom now, so they can do it out of the privacy of their home. But it has to get out. The word has to get out there. Women, take care of yourselves. Think about you. Both said they had to be selfish for themselves. And I spoke on the last meeting before, the one we just had. It's okay to be selfish at times.
Yeah.
It's okay. People get over it. They'll get over it. You just got to think about the health of yourself to make sure you're good. People will get over it and move on. The world don't stop. So anybody else got anything you want to say in closing? Please feel free.
Melinda and who else? Melinda has a raised hand, and then I can't see the image, but Galaxy A20 has a raised hand.
I was just going to say, when she was talking about having a parent or somebody deal with domestic violence, and as children, the effects that it has on us. I was probably about 7 when my biological parents separated, but sometimes even the sound of moving furniture brings back this thing for me. Like I can hear a couch move across the wooden floor and it does something to me, because there was an abuse in the home when I was a little girl. I'm 47 years old, and things like that still affect me. Not that it affects me to a sense where it really affects me my day to day, but just hearing that will take me back 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's your trigger.
Yeah, my trigger.
Right. What was going on back then 40 some years ago?
Yeah, right.
Who else had their hand up? Is that Chandra? No, who hand up? Melinda? You said Melinda, and who else?
Melanie, and then I can't see the image, is dark. I just see the name of the phone.
Melanie, your hand. Whose hand up? Tell me who's going next.
Angel. It's me, Angel.
Angel, there you are.
Yeah.
Angel. And then Mel.
Well, I was going to say that in my younger years, I was abused. I was molested by my father, and that's all I knew. So as I grew up, abuse to me, I was used to it. So it was like something that if I wasn't abused, it was normal. So I can relate to a lot that Tanisha and I forgot the other young lady. Yeah, I can relate to a lot of what they were saying, because most of my relationships were abusive. And the last relationship I was with, I had to run to a domestic violence shelter in Blue Ridge Mountain when I moved out here to Georgia. So, and he was a narcissist as well, but he was a different kind of narcissist. He had some of the traits that Tanisha and Keyuna said, but he was different because he had daughters and they were living with him. He had custody of his children, and it was him and I and my children as well. I have 4, so it was 8 children in the house, and they didn't even know half of the stuff that was going on because it wasn't done in front of them. It was done behind closed doors, and I didn't have anywhere to go. And every time I left, there was one time where I tried to leave, and when I was leaving, he would go back out and bring my stuff back in and tell me that, I'm not going nowhere. I don't have nobody. A lot of things that he said made me lose my faith in God. I wanted to kill myself. I was on I-20 ready to jump in front of a truck, and it's a lot. It's a lot to heal from. I'm still healing from it, even though I'm in a better place. It's still stuff that you have to heal from, and it's a lot. And that was just about maybe 3 years ago, not even. And so it's a thing where I think for my case is because I came from abuse, so I was used to it. And if I didn't have it, I just felt like, well, that person doesn't love me, and I wasn't used to someone treating me good. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for even coming on and just sharing your stories, because it confirms that you can heal from it, you can move forward from it. It does take a lot. It's still a lot of healing, and I just really appreciate you guys for even sharing that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Mel.
Hi, ladies.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, you ladies are so strong and so courageous, and we just want to continue to thank you for having the courage and the strength to tell your story, because you guys are impacting people's lives. So no matter what anybody try to tell you or try to discourage you, you sisters keep pushing, because we need you. And if there's anything that I can do to help, it's just a platform you're on. You guys know my area of expertise is fitness, health, and wellness, which is a great healing process for women that are going through transition of abuse. Some people turn to fitness. I know that's one thing that's been great for Tanisha. Let me know. I'm here to help any way that I can, but please just keep crushing it. Y'all are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. I have a few things to say regarding Tanisha. I've known her since 2017, and I knew her from silence. When I first started working with her in 2017, it was like, who is this girl? I don't know her from Adam.
but she grew. I literally watched her grow from 2017 all the way up until 2019. Well, still to this day, she's still growing, and I'm just so amazed by her story. I've heard it over 4 or 5 times, and every single time it just gets in my spirit, and I just feel for her, and her spirit is so amazing for her to be, from that space that I knew her from up until now. It's like the growth is unreal. I never knew these things. She was so closed off, and she never really spoke on it. And I'm like, why don't she open up? And then when we finally, Tanisha's hard to crack, but when she finally opened up, I'm just like, wow, I would have never knew. Like, of course, people was closed and they don't talk much, but when she opened up, and I'm like, wow, I would have never guessed. So you never know who is impacting and how it's impacting them. But she didn't let it, she didn't let it get to her, because it was to the point where when she found herself, it was like, I'm taking off. There's nothing else that this man can do to me. This man can even like call me, and I'll be triggered by it. So she grew from that space to now, and it's just like amazing. So keep being strong, y'all. I know it's hard. Even to today, I think it's going to always stick with you if you go through that. But I feel like growing is the most important part of it. So y'all, hats off. Keep going. You can never let anything stop you. So I'm proud of both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is Africa. She was in a cubicle next to me at State Farm. So it feels really good to hear her voice and to actually see that she just came in to join us today. And to, there's always, it's always good to see that there's somebody else to tell the tale with you. So thank you, Africa, for that. Thank you so much.
Yes,
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, ladies, so much for, like I say, sharing today. I will have you guys on. It don't even have to be a domestic violence month. I just think this needs to be spoken on. So I love you, ladies. I'm not going to take up much more of your time on today. For the ladies on the call, and I think we do have list that we can go by, sign back on. I have a Sisters United mask that I'll be giving to you. If you live in the area, please stop by the salon and grab it. Grab it by Friday. Well, come on Friday to grab the mask. And if not, I can mail it to the ones who live a little far, who don't come in that area, and who doesn't, like I say, live in Atlanta, period. I could just drop it off in the mail. Do so, and I want to please forgive me for last month. It took me a minute to get the winners their prize. I got it done, and it happened before this month's meetings, but I will make sure you guys get your mask. So definitely give me, text me, please text me and say SU mask, so I will know my number again. I think all of you have it, 678-698-8917. Again, 678-698-8917. 8917, and I'll make sure. That was the prize I just wanted to give away. But today we didn't do a raffle. I just want to give everybody a mask. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Anybody are you trying to say something? Somebody's trying to say something? Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, and have an amazing rest of your day.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Crystal, you want to sign out? Crystal or Khadijah? I know with some good words. Or Keyuna, go ahead. You highlight it. Go ahead and sign out.
I'll highlight it.
You highlighted
Okay.
yellow. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that, Tanisha, girl, listen, I was just sitting here nodding my head on a lot of things you were saying. My kid running around here somewhere, so I couldn't say a lot of things. And I kind of went around a lot of stuff, but I experienced a lot of stuff, and we will get an opportunity to dive back into that story a little deeper. But just keep growing, y'all. Just keep growing, keep getting dressed, getting up, and showing up for life.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. The bottom line, even when you don't feel like it, get up, dress up, and show up.
Yep, I think that's for anything in life, y'all. Let's do it.
Anything.
And I love you, and
I love you too, girl. I love y'all.
Good night.
Bye, y'all. And anybody want to reach out to me, hit me up.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
All right, take care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Or
stop video. Oh, leave. That's what we do. Leave me. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. So y'all got to be a part of the Sisters United meeting that we have every month on the third Sunday of the month. Let me see who are out on here. Hey, Barbara. Evelyn, love you too, girl. So, yeah. Hey, Tanika. Hey, Tommy. Sorry, yeah. So, yeah, that's, you know, and I was the speaker this month because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So, I was sharing a little bit of my story. I couldn't say a whole lot of stuff because my son running around here somewhere. So, I'm always mindful when he is in the room, you know, simply because, hey sis, how you doing, Melody? But yeah, so when he's in the room, I try to, you know, curtail my conversation a little bit, because, you know, he's 12, so try not to say a lot of things. You know, and just because a little boy don't want to hear a lot of, you know, certain things that his mom has been through that's horrific and, you know, painful to hear. You know, nobody wants to hear their mom has, you know, had a gun pulled on and all these type of things, you know. So, you know, I try to hit the key points and, you know, that's it. And basically educate on the narcissist so nobody will, you know, run into those guys out there. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm about to find me some food. I got DoorDash already pulled up, y'all. Get me something to eat because I'm hungry. All that talking. But, you know, it's something, you know, what we go through in order to be in you know, these relationships. Or rather narcships. So you just have to spend some time with yourself. Like, you know, you don't have to be in a relationship, especially if it's not right. And you know, and I hope anybody that's dealing with somebody or in any kind of situation, you know, can figure out whether you're in a relationship or a narcship. You know, it's very important to figure out because you know where to draw the line. You know, the narcship is not gonna go in and further. It might set sail, but you know, you won't be out to say it's gonna dock pretty soon. It's just not a long term, you know, situation. Because for one, they can't even be with nobody that long, especially the male. You know, and women do have high narcissistic traits. A lot of women do. So it's, like I said, definitely a narcissist. You know, a woman can be a narcissist too. Because I've identified and looked back over my life and identified a lot of situations and a lot of people that I dealt with, and you know, the way that they handled me was just not right. Not right at all. So, but yeah. Are they open? Dang, they closed. What time they closed today? Now what I'm gonna eat. So yeah, that was our Sisters United meeting. And I just wanted to add y'all in on the conversation. Oh, it's calling me now. Hey sis.
Hey.
Hold on, let me end this live real quick.
Okay.
All right, Facebook. Finna go talk to one of my sisters real quick. I just wanted to add y'all on the conversation of Sisters United every third Sunday. Hopefully we'll be back in the building by 2021. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.